Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Dicing with Death.
Hello, welcome. Neal, did you know that Legzor had a baby?
I did. In fact,
Same
I've even
chap.
seen pictures of the infant, the adorable infant.
The little goblin.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I have. Now
Oh,
all.
congrats, dude.
Yes, Legzor, well done. Bred a new generation of nerds.
Soon. Soon. I don't know what
Well,
happens, but
something. All
all
right.
right, Selkie,
Time
I'm
for the
here on
witch's
the
hut.
docks, and you have spotted a hut, fenced in
Oh,
bone, encircled by crows. A witch is the only logical conclusion.
well, I'm gonna head right on into the witch's hut.
Well, you've got to cross some teetery rope bridges,
Okay.
dodge a troll or two.
A troll or
Fortunately, no
two?
trollaroos.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Are there troll
it's on your
guards?
way to this. Not guards,
Just
but
chilling
on.
trolls?
Yeah, crossing one of these bridges, you spot sort of down beneath you, on on the in the rocky, pebbly riverbed. You see an
Uh-huh.
enormous humanoid creature, just curled up, napping, long, lanky limbs splayed out.
Alright. I will walk past the troll. More than a
It's
little
fine.
freaked out, but it's fine, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
And you make your way to this hut. It's on the edge of the village, on the shore nearest to the jungle, the northern shore of Sinteron.
Mm-hmm.
And you approach.
I approach. I will, I hope there's an opening in the gate so I don't have to just hop it. Or a gate in the fence.
You can open a gate. Yeah,
I
walk up
will open the gate and slip on in.
walk up a muddy path to the front door.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, it's not so much a front door as a front flap.
Hmm. I go in through the flap.
Yeah,
And,
pull the flap aside. It's
hello?
surprisingly spacious inside, and you see
Hello?
a frazzled old woman standing above a big cook pot. The smell of fragrant spices fill your nose. Ah, hello, youngie, youngin, Missy.
Hello, oldie.
How can I help you?
I need a few choice
Oldie.
spell components. I need a bell and some fine silver wire. I need.
A young. Right to business. Well then, a
I'm
bell and
sorry.
silver wire. Okay.
Yes.
Hmm. A bell I don't have. Silver wire, I'm sure I've got a spool under here somewhere.
Well, I'll just take the silver wire and find someone else to get me the bell then. Thank you very much, ma'am. I will also need. I can get string and wood. I can get
Not.
soot and salt. Do you have any blessed leather?
Indeed, I do. Just, She pulls out an enormous chest from like a. She's got like a pit in the back corner of her hut for extra storage.
Huh?
She pulls out a chest with all sorts of like it opens and then like it's like a toolbox where like things open and fold out. Um, Blessed leather, you say? How much money do you have? Why am I not finding spell components?
It might be leather, comma blessed in the
Like
economics
nothing
guide.
is. Why is it not searching properly? Find and sheet. There we go. Leather. Blessed leather scrap. All right. Why is blessed leather more expensive than just placer beast hide?
I think it's, and this is just a guess here. I think it has to do with the blessed leather requiring spell components. Like you need a priest, whereas any old John can kill a displacer beast. I mean, not really, but I don't know if that's accurate, but that's my headcanon.
Okay.
Oh,
how much money do you have?
Ritual in a holy place. That's why.
How much wire do you have? Or, sorry, how much money do you have?
12 gold, 24 silver, and 30 copper.
All right. I have a feeling you're gonna break the bank here, but let's see. All right. So she's got silver wire, blessed leather.
Mm-hmm.
This is per casting, isn't it?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Okay.
Armor is an expensive spell. It's about 5 gold to cast. And Alarm is, well, it's 2 gold for the wire. And the bell is 50 copper. So it's 2.5 gold for cast Alarm, 5 gold to cast armor. Shit ain't cheap, yo. Why you go after the spells that don't require material components?
There's not many of them. Is that all you needed?
Yeah. Okay. I think I can get maybe a pinch of salt. I can get soot on my own, string on my own, and wood on my own. So a pinch of salt, salt, yes. Which I guess means I need a bag. I need salt and soot, but I need to buy the salt. I can get the soot from the fire. Maybe I'll just get him here. Can I get a bag that's mixed with salt and soot?
A mixture of salt and soot?
One spell component requires both of them. The Comprehend Language spell needs salt and soot.
Pre-mixed, you say?
A pinch of soot and a few grains of salt. Yeah.
Where would I find a bag?
Just regular gear.
There's the gear. Small bag. All right, why don't we say 20 copper for a small bag filled with salt and soot? And we can do standard costs for what I said you had. Sure, so the blessed leather is 5 gold each.
Right.
So 5. Buy as many blessed leather scraps as you would like.
We get 1 blessed leather scrap.
As many as you can afford.
1 wire. That brings me to 7 gold. And then you said
20 copper.
7 gold, 20 copper. 7.2. Here. Okay.
Oh. Forgot to cue up the creepy music. The witch's hat just jumped right into things. But it's fine.
I still need a bell, some string, and some wood. I feel like I can improvise string and wood. I'll just want to get it maybe improvised ahead of time, so I'll just look for some wood scraps on the ground somewhere, maybe or go by a tree and
the dock.
Break off something. Get a little shaving.
Yeah, you can find wood easy enough.
Okay. And then I'll take my tattered clothes, find the hem of it, plop down, and pull out a bunch of string, and break it into some smaller pieces, and shove the string and the wood into my pocket.
Yeah. Where do you do this?
Just on the dock somewhere. Okay, in plain view. Okay.
Okay then.
Lastly, I need a bell, and I need some thieves tools. Now I don't have the cash for thieves tools, so I might have to trade labor or equipment. But before I get there, I want to do the bell. I think that'll be a very useful thing. So a small bell, a tiny bell. I will go from merchant stall to merchant stall upon the docks, asking around to see if anyone has a bell. Can I make a charisma check to do this?
I rolled a check, and not a check even, just to see if it's here. And alas, it is not.
There are no bells in town.
You go to a blacksmith who tells you he can make a bell. But it will take a couple days, probably.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll get a bell another time. I won't use my alarm spell for a while. That's fine. All right. Next task, thieves' tools. So I will put down some little bit of thieves' cant here and there, and I'll see if anyone picks it up, and if they can point me in the direction to a picker, a smuggler, a specialty procurer of goods, someone that can give me bulletproof tie and suit.
Explain to me what this looks like. You just walk up to random people on the street and start being like, "Hey, I'm looking to plan a heist. You know where I can find a screwdriver?"
It'll be closer to something along the line of like walking up to someone that is doing some perusing or some shopping, like window shopping, not actually buying things. I might stand by and be like, "Oh, hey, aren't you cousin so-and-so?" And if they look at me like I'm a crazy person, I'll be like, "Sorry, you just look a lot like my cousin," and then walk away. And cousin will be a thieves' cant term for, criminal associate of some kind. And I will mistake a few people for family members.
Roll a charisma check. How do you determine your targets?
I think the problem is that I'm not discriminating against my targets very well. I'm just kind of like, that old woman looks like she could be a rogue. Nope, she's just an old woman. That looks like a grandpa rogue. Nope, it's just a regular grandpa.
I think you find yourself ignored and shunned, if you will. Like, you ask people, yeah, aren't you, this isn't the family. Maybe that's the problem. You're referring to them as cousins, and, anyways, they're like, "No, I don't know you, lady."
Yeah.
And,
okay.
So I think you spend most of the early afternoon wandering around Sinteron, getting a feel for the place. You don't find any leads on bells nor thieves' tools, nor even the underbelly of the city. Maybe the whole city's an underbelly, and that's your problem.
Well, I will end up heading to.
You are now caked halfway up your shins in mud, and roll a Constitution check.
Yeah. No good. No bueno.
You fail. All right, your feet are blistered and bleeding, splintered from the wood on the docks, splashed with mud, and you're feeling a little weary.
Okay. I'll look for that's right, everyone rents rooms here. So I will scan for a series of private small rooms. I guess I'm looking for like a series of freestanding huts adjacent to one another.
Yeah, there's a lot of huts for rent on the docks. You can rent out a private room for 5 silver a night.
I will do so, and I will also ask from the proprietor where I can go get a drink. So there's a guy and like underneath a little
overhang, little kiosk on front of this private dock that you've approached, and he's got a small dock with maybe a dozen of these huts built upon it. And he will produce a bottle of rum from beneath his little kiosk and offer to sell it to you if you literally want to drink.
I was looking for a social situation, buddy, and you're not the sort of social person I'm looking to hang out with. I don't think so. I don't know. Tell me a little about yourself. Try and flash him a winning smile, but I don't know if it works.
He smiles, revealing gaps between his teeth. Oh, and you fail your charisma check.
Yeah.
Perfect
I
for
each
that's
other.
where the conversation ends. You see his gappy smile, and you think better of it.
Yeah.
Thanks, but no thanks.
Yeah.
You're lost, he says, handing you a plank of wood, which at first thought you're like, why is he giving me this plank of wood? And then you realize it's to bar the door to your hut with.
I thank him. I leave it inside the hut while I'm not in it, and I will peruse the docks for a tavern or a social gathering of sorts. I will whatever the opposite of social distancing is, I will do.
There are there's a lot of like open air markets and food services, and a few of them are like bar type things. So like
Perfect.
a bar on the docks selling beverages out of coconuts.
Perfect. I will pull up a seat
But
and put out my hand.
There's not
What?
There's not a typical tavern, if you will.
There's not even like little bar stools against a.
Yeah, that's what I said. There's like bar stools in front of a bar.
Yeah, I'm imagining like a tiki bar
and-
style thing.
Yeah.
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 Perfect.
Yeah.
I'll plop down in this chair, reach out my hand for a coconut, and look around while I wait for the bartender to bring it to me.
All right. You get yourself a coconut water and
Coconut water and rum.
be a copper.
I take a sip.
The rum
and
will be extra.
rum, please.
Okay. Let's.
How much for the?
That will be, I guess, say 5 copper.
Tell me about the bartender. They look trustworthy, or do they look sketchy as all fuck? Or somewhere in between.
It's a short, heavy-set woman of youngish age. She's got a coconut bra to match the coconut drinks, and a machete at her waist for carving up the coconuts.
And slashing
Got
away
an
the
enormous
hands.
wide-brimmed hat, and I don't know how you determine trustworthiness.
Yeah. Well, coconut bras are inherently trustworthy, so I'm all on board
Apparently.
with her.
Where do you keep your blades now that you've got this arsenal?
Right now, it's
Did you even
short
even
sword
buy,
and machete on the left side, and dagger on the right
You
side.
you don't even have a belt or sheaths. I think they're still like wrapped in the packages that you like bought them in.
All right. Well, I need a belt then. They didn't come with sheaths. Oh my god.
Oh no. Let me think about this. Gear. Sheath. Okay, we can say they came. Because you've neglected to include it on your economics sheet, we can just say that they come with sheets, especially considering I charged you a premium for them.
Excellent. And I guess I need a
fine.
belt. How much for a belt?
Whatever.
30 copper.
It's not worth fussing over.
That's the price that I have set for belts.
Everything's more expensive here.
I will pay 50 copper then.
45 copper. 50 copper, sure.
Perfect. All right, I pay out my 50 copper. All right, so I keep my short sword on my left side, my machete on my left side as well, and my dagger on my right side until I get boots to put it in. But for now, I'm going to continue the barefoot approach. Try and live the island life for a moment.
It's not going well for you.
Yeah. I will turn to the coconutted bartender and say, "Hey, lady, you know of anyone looking to anyone need any, how do I say this appropriately? Roll. I have no idea. How do you ask a bartender? I don't even know what type of work is available out here. Maybe I don't even ask for work. Do you know anyone that makes specialty tools?
I heard a blacksmith hammering away. She looks around, like points, probably to the guy that you purchased the knives from.
That seems like a reasonable way. Having things made instead of like buying someone else's creation, specifying what I need and want from a blacksmith. That sounds like a better way to get my tools. All right, I'll into consideration. There aren't any like proper houses here, right? It's all
Not so much. I mean, there's no. I mean, yeah.
There's not like a wealthy man's house that is ripe for the breaking in. It's more like...
No, not really. Not that you see. You don't think a wealthy person would, like, live here. I don't know. I mean, you don't feel particularly secure. You're a little on edge. I don't know. You imagine if you had money, you would probably...
live in Solstice.
Go live in Solstice or some private villa in the jungle surrounded by your guards.
That's a good idea. I will turn to the bartender again and say, well, thank you for that. I'm almost done with my drink here. I'm looking for some work as doesn't matter what, but I'm looking for someone who maybe has a private house out in the jungles that needs skillful people. Did you point me in the right direction?
Roll your charisma check, I guess.
I'm not sure how to find the houses I want to break into. God damn.
No, jungle's that away. She like points north.
Thanks.
Or that way, I guess, and points south. Okay. You're not even sure if these private villas exist. That was just your divine inspiration.
Good one, too. I'll finish up my drink. I'm going to go buy myself some shoes. I'm going to need those. And then once I get some shoes, I want to trail a soldier and kind of just follow him around. Someone that's armed and looks like they're on guard duty or patrol duty or, shopping duty.
You were right next to like a leather worker, which is how you were able to get your belt so quickly after realizing you needed one.
Mm-hmm.
And sure enough, they will have boots in your size. And, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you can throw in some socks for free, but,
Price come out too?
he recommends that you wash your feet first.
I will listen to the advice and wash my feet. And then
it's gonna be under clothing, I suppose.
Yeah.
Shoes are gold. Boots are gold or 1 to 3 gold, depending on how heavy duty.
Mm-hmm.
Probably want the more expensive
Heavier.
ones. Heavy
Yeah.
boots.
Yeah. I'll get the hard boots.
Everything is 50% more than your economics price, if it's even available. So if you can get 5 gold for a pair of jungle stomping boots.
I will hand out my last 5 gold coins to this person. I will get boots.
He tries to sell you a leather adventuring hat to go with your boots, but it seems like you're out of money. What about a leather jacket? All the best treasure hunters have leather jackets.
And leather hats, I know. Now I need a whip,
Only,
too.
Only 30 gold for this. Oh, sorry. Only 45 gold for this fancy leather jacket.
I
will consider it leather armor if you want the AC, but if you need to spell cast, we can just consider it a clothing accessory.
I don't have the cash
That's why
for
it costs
it,
so damn much.
This is alternating armor or not armor, depending on your needs.
All right, cool. You wash your feet in the river or something?
Yeah, I wash my feet in the river. Mm-hmm.
Roll another Constitution check.
Or I get like some sort of foot fungus from putting my feet in the water.
Yeah, I think you're going to get some nasty foot fungus, but we'll see how that evolves over the next couple days.
As long as it's not those like bugs that you get from walking on dirty beaches that burrow into your feet and lay their eggs and then hatch out through the soles of your feet. I can't remember what they're called. Anyway, now that I am sufficiently broke as fuck, it's time to go. Well, I don't know. If it's late, I'm gonna crash out. If it's not late, I will follow a guard.
It's afternoon, but like your feet are killing you. You're a little wary, but you're mechanically fine to travel.
Okay.
If you'd like.
I want to walk around, look for an armed guard, or a soldier, or someone that looks, someone that's got weapons, and keep a good distance and sort of like stalk them. And
you failed enough charisma checks. You're having trouble sorting out what it is you're finding what you're looking for. There does you don't see anyone that's clearly a soldier. That's clearly the city watch. It seems like most people here are armed.
Okay.
Many could be considered soldiers, warriors, whatever, but you don't find anyone who you would assume is of like the city watch or any sort of organized militia.
Yeah, I'm not looking for organized militia. I'm looking for like private security forces.
Okay. That seems to be potentially half the population, depending how you want to slice it.
Let's change my criteria. I want to look for someone who is displaying wealth intentionally. Someone with jewelry, perhaps. Someone with fine silks.
Yeah. You spot that same merchant who you sailed here with down by the docks.
No, really?
Yeah. At your little tiki bar. So you've just gone next door to put on your boots. And that same merchant and his guards have rolled up to the tiki bar you were just at.
Okay. I sit down. I won't. Yeah.
I was gonna say, and if you're looking for the merchants appear to be the most brazen displayers of wealth around here. And then maybe, if you would consider arms and armor wealth, which they're probably more valuable in this guy's silks, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So there will be, you can find others with valuables upon them, but.
I'll start with this guy, and I'll watch him as I'm getting my boots fitted and putting them on, and then I'll come down and sit at the bar next to him and put my hand out for another coconut, with the look and the saying of "Rum, please." Get out another 5 copper.
He looks over at you. You look familiar.
I'm the keeper of your secrets, don't you know?
Roll your charisma check.
27.
He drinks from a glass. You're not sure where he got a glass at this coconut bar. And he looks. Have you worked for me before?
Only indirectly. Are the guards sitting next to him or near him?
They are. Nearby. I think they're standing around maybe 15 feet away.
Okay.
Guarding him, but they either haven't recognized you or are paying no mind.
Mm-hmm.
He chortles.
Did it all work out with you on the ship?
Who are you? He seems taken aback.
I'd tell you, but then I'd have to kill you. Try and smile and make it look like a joke.
You intrigued me at first, but now you have me a bit concerned, he says, sipping on his glass.
Well, you should already be in a state of concern. If you are going about unconcerned, you might need better help.
For reassurance. Sorry, say that again? You might need... If
you are not already concerned, you might need to hire better help. You don't know what I'm talking about. The 8 nails. The grain. Sleeping guards. Things that
no, I'm afraid I don't know what you're talking about, but my help is quite awake, and
they are today.
have the sharpest swords money can buy.
I try and lean in and keep my voice low. They might be awake right now, but last night I was awoken on the ship and found one of your boxes pried open, nails scattered about while the guards slept.
He stands up. That's where I know you from. You were on my ship.
Selkie, at your service.
He looks around. Did the tower send you? What do you want from me? He's stood up now, and his hand has gone to a dagger at his waist that maybe you didn't notice before, tucked in amongst his silks.
I keep both my hands on my coconut, and I say, no. I have no active association with the tower. Unless you have scales and sharp teeth and green skin and speak in hisses.
Don't know what that's supposed to mean, but I was assured this business would be done as soon as we landed in Sinteron.
I don't know what business you speak of. I'm simply a friendly face wondering if your guards are as trustworthy as you think. Couldn't you use someone who pays a little bit more attention than falling asleep on the job?
You have my attention, but I still don't know who you are or what you want. I'd hardly call that trustworthy.
My name is Selkie, and I have been exiled from Solstice temporarily, and I'm looking to make ends meet for a little while I plot my return.
Well, if you're exiled, that surely won't do me any good. I'm heading back tomorrow.
Face falls. Surely you've come here for business, though. Even if you plan to return, you must have some sort of thing that needs being done on this side of the sea?
My wares are sold. My business is done. Business is good. I do not appreciate being threatened, Selkie.
No threats intended. Well, if your business is done, then I suppose my business here is done as well. And I will get up and go. Find a new person to plunder or be employed by. Maybe I'll head down to a spot where I can see ships coming in, and I will scan the incoming ships for merchants and find another relatively wealthy individual. Probably the best place to do it.
Yeah. The entire city is basically a dock. On the seaward side, you can find other wealthy merchants.
Yeah. I will wait for a merchant of sorts to make landfall.
Yeah. You see a troop of uniformed men rowing up from a large galley.
Mm-hmm.
Flying a flag, I believe with a sigil of a ship on it.
Okay.
And yeah, there's I think about 8 soldiers in teal uniforms studded with orange, I don't know, knobs.
Okay.
Their leader has epaulets,
Epaulets?
sort of, shoulder things displaying rank.
Right. Got it. Can I identify the rank upon the shoulder?
Do you have any sort of knowledge of military rank or anything?
Just a passing knowledge. Nothing. I have etiquette. I don't know if that would give me something in that realm.
No, I think roll half your charisma.
So this plus... No, that's a failure. 9 and 6 is
with
15.
Yeah.
All right. You said about 8 soldiers with him?
Yes.
Cool. And
Actually, only the leader and 3 of his soldiers are armed, and then there's about 4 sailors, laborers that unload a large box from the ship. I mean, this is like the next dock over. You see them landing, so if you'd like, you can like circle around and try to get closer, or watch from afar. Maybe this is too much heat for Selkie's taste.
It's too much heat for my taste right now. I want to watch from afar until the sun goes down.
All right. You watch them make some sort of transaction, and then within an hour or 2, row back to their own galley.
It's wise man not staying on shore.
Yeah.
Well, I have enough money to stay here 2 more days. And then I am flat broke, so I will spend the rest of the day just sort of looking for something to do.
sun goes down. But the docks don't really quiet down. Sun goes down, torches go up, and yeah, the docks stay alive.
Okay. Let's see, sun down, torches up, docks are alive. I keep my eyes out for something that looks like an interesting mark, someone that is maybe making some sort of criminal association, something that someone of an unusual wealth passing through, an unusual allotment of guards or soldiers working together. I just survey the area until something piques my attention, my interest.
Well, I'm not sure what that's going to be, and given your current wariness, I think a bed is piquing your interest more than anything.
I'll probably crash out.
And I don't think you have money to be out eating and drinking.
So I will go to sleep then, if that's what I need to do.
Don't need to do anything, but yeah, I mean, the sun has set, and
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I go to bed.
On to the next day.
On to the next day.
You take your shoes off, tend to your feet, and we will not advance the your nasty foot infection. Fortunately, you did not travel or push it any further. Or fortunately, I don't know.
Okay, I have 12 silver, 20 copper. If it's 5 silver a night, I can stay here 2 more nights. My plan B is just to get the feel of the jungle town so I can appropriately disguise myself as someone from Sinteron and then sneak passage back aboard a ship to Solstice, where I can use my very high disguise skill to pass myself off as a local, as a Sinteron person traveling to Solstice, so that way I won't be, arrested by the City Watch on site. That's my plan B, if I can't find anything of interest over here. So plan A will be... Oh. Not sure what I should be doing right now.
Are any of us really?
Guess I will hang out at a coconut bar, drinking just coconut water, no alcohol, and keep my ears peeled, and I'll just start working on plan B and start paying attention to the local people, their mannerisms, any sort of slang they might have, accents they might have, manners of dress, manners of walking, something about the jungle air that makes people move in a different way.
Yeah, roll a charisma check. Or I guess your
Style.
disguise proficiency, if that's any better.
I think that would be, yeah. 23.
Okay. So Sinteron is a very eclectic city. Many people of different cultures. But the jungle air, or maybe the heat, tends to infuse people with a little bit of swagger. They talk with a bit of a drawl, in a relaxed way, and they walk with a bit of a swagger and a lean. They dress lightly, but maybe that's just the heat. Loose-fitting clothes, minimal clothes.
Loose-fitting, minimal clothes, bit of a swagger. I take mental notes on these things.
Can,
and
yeah, you would stand a fair shot of imitating some of these mannerisms. Although you don't see many elves, first off. But maybe you don't. Maybe there's not many elves anywhere, and you may be a bit like fair-skinned to come from such a hot, sunny place. Meaning to stick around for a while and try and develop a tan.
Yeah, I will stick around. Whenever I get up, I will try and imitate the walk and the mannerisms of the local population. I'll spend my limited time here practicing and trying to at least be passable to fool someone when I'm out of this area.
Okay.
Yep. And if nothing else piques my interest, then 2 days later, I'll have blown through all my money, and I'll have to sneak passage aboard a ship.
Don't have any encounters to trigger, so you can skip through 2 days lying low in your little hut.
Silver. All right. 2 days later, I'm at the end of my ropes for cash, and I will look for. I will walk along the docks.
Roll that perception check.
Terrible.
Yeah. Nothing to trigger.
Walk the docks looking for a ship headed back to Solstice.
All right. You can ask around and find passage back to Solstice. Unfortunately, you don't have any money.
Right. So who is? I guess who is it that I have found that is offering passage back to Solstice? Are they a merchant or are they a transport?
Yeah, the first ship you find, the first you find is a trapper, a skinner.
Okay.
Bringing a shipment of furs back to Solstice.
Excellent.
And he'll offer you. I mean, for 10 gold, you can buy passage in his hull.
I will say to him,
Actually, I think 15 gold. 15 gold.
That's a steep price. I think I have something that might be more valuable to offer you than gold. I know the people in Solstice, and I know which ones will give you a good deal on your furs and which people will undercut you and threaten to sink your ship if you don't pay up right. You know what I mean?
I guess you can roll a charisma check, like to try and demonstrate to this guy that you are
of no value to society whatsoever.
Are you a merchant? A Skinner?
I'm
Didn't
connected
think
to those
so.
who are.
Don't tell me how to run my business. Come back if you've got money to pay for passage.
I will slink away, looking wounded and defeated. But in reality, keeping an eye on him, so when his back is turned, I'm going to try and figure out which ship he loads his furs onto, and then I'm going to try and swim out to the ship. And the sun goes down.
It is morning, and you see him. He's standing on the docks, overseeing rowboats being loaded and taken out to a ship.
So I can see which ship
It
those
looks
boats
like
are
it is-
going to.
Yeah, and it looks like it is preparing to leave. If you don't intervene, it will be leaving in a couple of hours.
So here's the plan. Double check that all my gear is on me and tightly fastened. If I need to, I can cut strips from my clothing. Particularly, I'm going to want to trim the sleeves anyway of my shirt, so I can make it a little bit looser. So I will then take these trimmed sleeves and cut them into strips and like tie peace strings on my swords and dagger. So that way they won't like when you tie you put like a loop around the handle and then around the sheath as well, so that it is tied shut. That way, like, you can't necessarily draw it. You would like tie the peace strings on your weapon when you're in a civilized area to demonstrate that you're not quite ready to able to just murder someone instantly. So I'll tie the peace strings on my stuff with little bits of fabric, and then use my please tell me I have a swimming proficiency. Use my swimming proficiency to slip into the docks, maybe a couple 100 feet away, and then move under the docks slowly, like pulling myself along or swimming along.
Roll
slowly.
a perception check.
28.
All right. You start climbing down into the or down like the banks of the river.
Mm-hmm.
As you're preparing to get in the water, you spot a school of rather large fish. I mean, not a school, but some rather large fish in the river or the briny water near the sea.
Rather large fish. Can we maybe elaborate on that just a little bit?
Maybe a shark or several. Let's see. Probably could have described that in a more I don't know. Interesting way, but pointy nose, streamlined, with a fin sticking up out the top of the water.
When these furs are loaded into the boats, how are they loaded in? Are they in boxes, or are they just like tossed in boat?
They're in crates. They need to like get them into a rowboat, rowed out to a larger galley.
Can I get like an estimate of the weight of a crate? Like, is it lifted by one person? Does it take 3 people
You
to
have a
lift
gauge
it?
check.
Yeah. 14, no good.
No. It takes several people to lift, but you don't have any...
Okay, but several people to lift. So that means, the weight of a slender half-elf might not be noticeable in this large box of goods, maybe. Still, that seems like a surefire way to get yourself killed, is by hiding in a box that people have to carry. How do you get to a boat? I guess I could ignore the sharks. They seem unlikely to attack you on sight. But I do have a nasty foot infection. That might drive them away or drive them closer. I don't know. Want to hold on to the underside of a boat and let them row me out to the ship. And then swim to the other side of the ship and... Where did it? Yeah, I kind of need a ship that's going to be out here all night. I have absolutely no idea how to smuggle myself on this ship. I can't think of a single creative or useful idea. I am completely blanked.
All right. Well, you
think
could
I'm gonna
always
starve.
battle the fishes for XP until you level up.
Yeah, that doesn't prevent me from starving to death. I mean, I guess I could just run around the jungle killing things and eating them. I could become a hunter-gatherer, but it's not really where I'm headed.
Why is it that you came to Sinteron in the first place?
I was kicked out of the town, and this was the closest, cheapest place to go. I did not come here.
There's nothing you were here looking for?
Well, there's like the lizard folk employer.
Mm-hmm.
But then I've realized that I have no, like, I don't know the lizard guy's name in particular. There's probably a lot of lizard folk around. I doubt there's, like, a lizard folk employment office that I can just walk to, because then no one would need to know. I don't know enough about the guy I'm trying to find information on. In fact, all I know is his species. So I kind of gave up on that quickly. I'm at a loss.
Well, you are sitting here on the banks of this river, looking at watching this school of large toothy fish swim in circles.
Mm-hmm.
Wondering where your life went so horribly wrong.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I mean, this is more or less how I started, but with less money. Living in an abandoned shack, not quite in civilization, but now I'm broke.
Mm-hmm. All right. You hear a voice from up on the top of the banks tell you they don't taste very good.
Look over at him, surprised. No?
Mm-hmm. See a scruffy, olive-skinned humanoid with a large leather hat looking down at you from the top of the riverbank. No. If you're hungry, you're probably better off eating the monkeys. Or at least some other fish.
Do you got any idea where I could find some of them there monkeys?
I was joking. The jungle? But I wouldn't eat the monkeys.
What would you eat?
Mango's always a good bet. Don't let any of these coconut ladies try and charge you for them either. You walk 100 yards out of town, you'll find more mango trees than you know what to do with. And I know quite a few things to do with a mango.
What do you do with a mango?
He gives you a wink, and you all right down there?
Oh, no.
You look
Midlife
like you
crisis.
were thinking about. Looked like you were thinking about jumping in, joining the Barracuda.
I was planning on jumping in, but then I saw the big things with the sharp teeth, and I thought, hey, maybe not.
No. This ain't water for swimming.
What's your name?
You can call me Chaz.
Chaz? I'm Selkie. Nice to meet you. This isn't really my typical line of work, day to day.
Fishing? No, I guess.
Certainly not. No. I'm more in the, what do you call it? Acquisitions department of small underground companies.
Can you roll a charisma check?
No,
No.
never. I can never do it.
Wow. Well, it'd be a shame to watch a pretty thing like you eaten alive by the fishes. Can I show you to a mango tree?
Please, I thought you'd never ask. And I will walk on over to him and let him show me to a mango tree. I'm not sure what that means.
You climb up to the top of the bank, and you notice he has two companions with him. One of which is an enormous humanoid, maybe part ogre, standing nearly 8 or 9 feet tall.
Mm-hmm.
And the other is a slender human, looking over some papers.
Okay. I greet them with smiles and bobs of the head.
You get a grunt from the ogre, and no notice from the human. What did you say your name was? He's just giving you a hand as he... yeah. Selkie.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're on our way out of town, but I can show you where to get a bite of eat before we leave. Boys, this is Selkie. She's new in town and contemplating suicide.
It's not quite that bad.
All right.
Where are you all headed?
Well, I could tell you, but, well, then you might rush off and get there before us.
That's a very
Steal
good
all
answer.
the treasure before we've had a chance.
I guess I should let you lead the way then.
I can't say I'd recommend someone like you go venturing into the jungle. It's much too dangerous. Should leave the adventuring to the adventurers. You notice he's got a leather jacket.
Highly prized leather jackets.
Yeah. So he walks you north, across the bridge, past the witch's hut.
Mm-hmm.
Couple hundred yards down a muddy road into the jungle.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, "All right, right here's my secret spot. Don't you tell anyone, especially not those coconut ladies."
Of course not. What?
Do you follow him off-road?
Yeah, I do.
All right.
But yeah, what is the secret spot?
It was a couple hundred yards into the jungle,
Mm-hmm.
and then he says, "This is my secret spot," and leads you down. Maybe it's a animal trail or something. Like it's trodden enough that there's like a parting in the jungle.
Mm-hmm.
But
All right. Well, I follow along. I keep an eye on the other folks with me. You said the big guy was armed.
Yes. Yeah, he's got a large spiked club type thing. Chaz himself has a machete, which is drawn now that he's going off-roading.
Mm-hmm.
And he leads you a little ways off the road to a small clearing, which sure enough has a large tree in it, brimming with green, yellow fruits.
All right. I want to keep an eye around me on the world around me. Can I make a perception check to make sure I'm not being silently surrounded by people who are here to murder me for my skin?
Roll a perception check. You notice a bit too late that the ogre is towering over behind you. Chaz walks up to the mango tree, turns around, machete in hand, and says, "And this is the part where you hand over your valuables. And in exchange, you can eat your stomach full." He looks at the tree overhead.
I reach into my pocket and empty out a little bit of lint. And then I put out my hand asking for food.
He prods your coin purse, which is... Maybe it's a spell component. The spell component pouch had a... I don't know. He prods your pouches. Yeah, with the point of his machete.
You want my 20 copper? Really? That's not going to be worth it. There's easier ways to make 20 copper than killing a woman.
20 copper?
And losing a couple of your guys in the process. Yeah. I mean, I was looking like I was going to jump in the water, right? You got to be pretty desperate for that.
Well, I guess it'll be your swords then.
Well, now I rest my hand on my weapon. I think that one is definitely going to cost you. At least one of your mercenaries. Maybe 2. Possibly 3.
Hear that, Eugene? He says to the ogre. Little elf thinks she's going to kill ya. Chuckle from the ogre as I can't crack my knuckles. He cracks his knuckles. His big spiked club is still like hanging from his waist. All right, Selkie. Drop the weapons. Right there'll do.
I put my hand on my short sword and slowly draw it out. And leave it in my hand, but leave it hanging. Then I will do the same with my machete and offer it blade first to this gentleman.
Drop it, he says.
Yes, my next action is going to be to toss it towards him and then step in and strike at him. But that probably requires an initiative roll.
They are surprised that you attack, so you can go ahead and get a surprise round off.
All right, I will sort of toss the machete towards him and use that as a moment to thrust with my short sword. Yeah, if they are surprised, I don't know if I... I mean, if I'm taking them honestly unawares, is that an assassinate option?
Why is Skirmish not playing?
I hear it.
You do?
Mm-hmm. Or something.
Weird.
Yeah, Roll20's been bugging with the music as of late. I don't know what's been going on. Where, like, some people will hear it and other people won't.
I don't think you would ever allow me to assassinate in this circumstance, but I'll be more forgiving. Actually, I'll let you, if you can successfully distract him with the machete toss, I'll let you do it. So you'll be penalized for, like, doing a dual wielding, make like a roll to hit to distract.
Okay, I see what you're saying. So, like, I rolled a hit with my offhand, and then a...
Yeah, maybe you don't even need to roll the hit, but that can give you further advantage. But we're going to consider it like a dual wielding, so you'll be having offhand penalties for your assassinate. But if you hit, it'll do extra damage.
Okay.
So resolve the machete toss. I assume it's not an aggressive action; it's like a pocket sand type action.
Right. It's just like a here you go. So that's a natural 18.
Make a roll to hit
with the
Ooh,
machete
that should have been
toss.
damage, but it like clatters into him, totally distracting him.
And then
The additional AC penalties. Can you
Here's
hear
the-
you in chat can hear music?
Yes, sir. And then here comes
I
the
can hear nothing,
actual
that's
attack, which will probably
-2 or something.
not hit at all. Ugh.
That will probably hit.
Well,
Yeah, I'll give it. Leather armor would be AC 13, right?
Surprised is a penalty of something, and the
Yeah.
distraction is a
Give
penalty
two.
of something.
Dex. Yeah. So
Alright.
that hits. Just barely hits.
So is that the 1d6 plus 6 from
You're a
assassinate?
level 2 thief. Yeah, so just 1d6 plus 6. Yeah, this is the short sword.
Mm-hmm. I will short sword towards the gut.
Ooh. All right, and you run your short sword straight through his leather jacket. Ugh. He's still standing, but blood drips from his mouth as we roll for initiative.
Okay, 1d10 plus 3. Here we go. Slowly rolling dice. 6 on the initiative.
All right, you go first.
I will draw my dagger and use it in my offhand, making an attack with my main hand short sword. D20 plus 0, because my defensive adjustment for my dexterity reduces offhand dual wielding penalties.
Okay.
So a natural 20 with the short sword for some number of D6s.
Yeah. Chaz is done for, but go ahead and describe how you coup de grace him.
Well, it was the assassinate through the belly, and then I think this second attack is more of just like expanding upon that damage. Like I got through the leather and like ran him through partially on the first round,
Just twist the blade and
this is the
pull it
like
out.
slight twist and the in and out all the way, which is a full proper
he
run
drops.
through.
He's not dead. He's
Should
at
there
like
be another
-5
D6
or
in
something.
there?
So he's what's that?
I don't know if
it's
you wanted
tri- I
another
don't-
D6 in there or not. So you
There's
tell me.
another. It's just a 20. Yeah, I think they're probably. It only clears by like 5.
Okay, yeah.
So
then
it's
it would-
only double. So he's unconscious at your feet, rapidly bleeding out.
I will save my... I don't know if I can ready my offhand attack if someone shows up or not, but I will let the others engage towards me.
Roll a perception check.
Yeah. And I will turn to face them, standing hopefully with the body between me and them is the goal. So run him through, whirl behind him to face the ogre who was behind me.
Yeah, I think you whirl around preparing your action and realize the ogre is right behind you. Going to grab you, but missing. You don't get opportunity attacks because you failed that perception check. So I think you weren't expecting him to be right behind you, attempting to grab.
Okay.
And you can make your offhand attack against the ogre if you'd like.
Yes. 1d20 -2 on the offhand attack. I will slash at the ogre, missing wildly.
Missing. And
any the other dude?
What other dude?
Wasn't there a third person with us?
There is a third. He's maybe 20. He's at the edge of the clearing. You don't even see him.
Okay.
Beyond the ogre, or maybe he's fled. So we can roll initiative again between you and the ogre.
I will roll a 5.
Ooh, all right. He rolls a natural 2 as well, but he's a large creature, going for his big old club, mace, whatever. And you can make your attack.
All right. I will step up with the short sword, try and feint to one side, then bounce to the other, and take a stab with it. 18 on the die. 1d6,
Nice.
2d6? No, I'm sorry, 1d8
that is not
or
a-
2d8?
It is a hit. It is not a crit.
I will graze the ogre for a single point of damage before plunging my dagger into his nothing. Nothing at all.
All right, you did 1 point of damage.
Yes, sir.
Just barely graze him as he brings his heavy mace down. You don't have your armor spell cast, do you?
Unless it was disappeared on me, it should still be cast. I had 6
How much
points left
HP does
on
it
it.
have left? Okay.
6.
17 to hit.
That'll do it. That is 1 over my AC.
Ooh. 5 points of damage. Let's see if there's exceptional strength.
I think ogres get +6 to damage.
Ooh.
Yeah, 18-100 strength.
+2.
+2
As
to
nasty.
damage.
So what did I say? 5?
Yes, you
It's
said
actually
5.
7.
7.
It's actually
All right.
7. Yeah.
Well, there goes my armor spell. And I will do 5. Right. I'm going to cast a spell next round.
All right. Let's roll initiative. He's slow. All right.
5 on the initiative. I will cast armor on myself. Wait, no, that's not true. I will cast... See, the thing is, I want to cast armor on myself, but through Nahal's Reckless Dwemer, but I think most of the effects most of the bad effects are at the target. So maybe I don't want to armor myself. Maybe I want to cast Tensor's Floating Disc on the ogre, to summon it
I don't think.
against the ogre or near the ogre. My target will be, just behind the ogre's chest. When I Nahal's Reckless Dwemer.
You don't have any spells that can target enemies, do you? I don't think Tensor's Floating Disc is a targeting spell.
But if I cast it behind him and then it says like a fireball goes towards the target, at least it'll be headed in the right direction. Sure. Mount, Jump, Featherfall, Expeditious Retreat, a bunch of detect spells, comprehend languages. I think is that self-target?
That is a touch. No, you
That's
touch a creature.
Spell. Yeah. So I'll do
so
Tensor's
you
Floating
throw it away.
Disc behind the ogre.
All right.
Here's
roll
my
a d20.
level modifier is a 13, and
does that
my
do?
1d100. I think the 13 is nothing. Oh my god, a 1. Oh.
Really?
I don't know what it does on the 1d100, but it's a special one. It better be.
Wall of Force appears in front of the caster.
Oh! Come and get me, ogre.
Invisible barrier. You're only level 1, right? So it's a 10-foot square. Okay. I guess so the ogre would have hit you. He brings his club, colliding with a wall of force.
Mm-hmm.
He looks around, looks to his companion bleeding out beneath you.
Mm-hmm.
Looks over his shoulder and runs.
All right. I will take a moment to look around, make sure that there are no extra enemies on me.
There are not. You are... Yeah.
Then I will
Go ahead.
pick up my machete, sheath it, and take a look at the body at my feet, see what sort of valuables it has on it.
Yeah. All right. You are alone in this mango clearing. At your feet is a body of an adventurer in a pool of his own blood. He has a machete, a bloody leather jacket, a pair of adventuring boots, an adventuring hat, a lasso, a pack with trail rations, and a bedroll, and perhaps some coins. Let's see what we can find.
Take his jacket, his hat, his lasso, and his machete. And his coins, of course.
Let's see. See if I can find a random table to roll on. He has 7 gold coins and 12 silver and 9 copper in a small coin purse.
Oh. I pocket these things. I don't need his bedroll or his rations. But I will take his jacket, his hat, his lasso, and his machete. Shake my head at him. I will open up his shirt and make sure he's not wearing any jewelry that I didn't miss that was dangling down.
Oh, he totally seems like the type to wear a necklace. Yeah, Sure. He's got a necklace on. It's like a circle with an arrow in the shape of like a compass, but it's not functional.
Circle with a rose compass rose.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I will lay it on my hand and see if it does anything fancy.
No, it is not magical. It's not a functional compass.
Okay. I'll put it on. Best way to carry jewelry is to wear it. And stroll back to town, keeping a look left and a look right at all points in time to make sure that there's not a spontaneous ogre. But first, I make sure to walk around the wall of force, or feel for it. I'm not going to pull an ogre and just slam right into the invisible wall. I'm a smart elf.
It's only 10 feet wide. You can find your way around it pretty easily. Roll a perception check.
16.
Nothing. Everything's fine.
Well then, I'll head right back to the dock.
Mm-hmm.
Guy was going to charge me 15 gold passage, wasn't he?
He was. Yeah.
As I get to the docks, I will wash off.
Are you wearing Chaz's leather jacket and his hat?
Oh yeah, bloodstains and everything.
It's kind of funny over your like tattered clothes. Like, I don't know. Does Lauren ever wear your jackets?
Other way around. I wear her sweatshirts.
All right, it doesn't look that same kind of funny, but it's like the leather jacket is way too oversized.
Right.
Although I guess you've got your big boots on. Anyways.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll head back to the fur dude if he's still there.
Let's see. You see his ship sailing away.
That's all right. I'll find another person who is headed to Sinteron, or not Sinteron, to Solstice, and I can offer them a machete to cover my transport costs. I think that is what we would call a good deal.
You can sell... No, that's not going to work. You can sell the machete for 15... No, for like 7 gold. And then, yeah.
I will sell the machete.
So you can try and sell the machete? Okay. You can find a arms dealer, a blacksmith, or a random person. Sell your extra machete for 7 gold.
Yep. I'll sell it for 7 gold. That gives me 14, and then I will stroll the docks looking for someone headed to Solstice, and try and book passage.
Roll a charisma check.
17.
All right. Nothing special. You can book your passage for 15 gold. There's no ships leaving today, but tomorrow morning you can hop on another merchant vessel heading to Solstice.
I give someone big pleading eyes and tell them I have but 14 gold.
All right. With your failed, it's
Please.
Yeah, sure. You can. That'll work, but we're not leaving till tomorrow.
Fine. Thank you. I will give them my 14 gold. Spend 5 silver on a room. Copper on some food. And there. And be ready to head home tomorrow.
Okay. I guess so. Why don't we take a break, and then we'll probably have a quick little wrap up on the other side.
Sounds good. See you guys on the other side of our break. Bye-bye.